going to give you a look at Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions. This just dropped today, and just been playing around with it a little bit, and just from, maybe a first hour or so, definitely worth picking up, especially if you're a fan of Geometry Wars 2. Absolutely buy this. It looks different. Some of the 3D dimensions, I had those same questions like, well, I don't know if that's really going to be the same, but it adds a whole new level of challenge, and it is a lot of fun. I'm going to take you through, well, I'll just show you a quick look at, some of these modes. If you played Geometry 2, you'll recognize from the last game. King, Evolve, Pacifism, Waves. And like the other one, there's a story mode. Well, sort of like the other one. This is kind of a whole lot more involved. It's their adventure mode, and that's the one I'm going to take you through. Not the whole thing, I'm just going to run through maybe a few and show you their new bosses, because this whole new setup has bosses at, after a certain amount of boards, you have to fight a boss, and if you don't complete them, you can't go on. And as you see, there's a whole lot of things to do, and I've only gotten up to here. And as you go, you get stars, depending on your score for each board. And you need X amount of stars to open up the boss battle. And as you can see at this point, I need 35. I only have 32 stars, so I got to go back through and play some of these boards. This would probably be the easiest, these ones, because I only got 1 star on a lot. But once you start really grinding through and you 3-star everything, or 2 even, it's kind of difficult to come back and get those 3 stars. I've been playing this one forever trying to get 3 stars, but 3 stars is 15 million. So let me just shut up and get to the gameplay. Unfortunately, the volume on the music's going to have to be a little low, otherwise you won't be able to hear me at all. So you'll get the general sense, because one of the best parts about Geometry Wars, well, not the best, but the music is great for this game. I'm not exactly a huge fan of this type of music anymore, but when I was younger, all my Limelight and Palladium days and Storm Raves, I used to actually do that. Anyway, let me jump to the game. Another thing new to this game, or fairly new, it's kind of like some of the elements in the other one, but it's a completely new way to approach it. You get to pick for your little spaceship different kinds of things. You can have this attack thing, this guy who sweeps around picking up all the geomes. Actually, let me go back here. You see down here this little upgrade right there? Each one you can upgrade. That's actually the first time I upgraded that. To make it, better, stronger. I imagine in this case he's going to collect more stuff. Let me go on to my mine, buddy. So I guess now I can drop some more mines. Anyway, I'll show. Let me get to it then. Start off a little circular. Not that bad. Sort of similar to the other one, but you're starting to get an approach of how the 3D looks. Believe me, this is very, very simple. Once you start getting to a certain point in the game, you'll be begging to get back to this. If you're new to the series, essentially, very simple controls. Left thumbstick moves your guy around, and the right thumbstick is your weapon. So whatever direction it's pointed in, it fires. It's just continuous fire like this. You could do it one at a time, but you'd be pretty crazy to do that. And as you pick up those little things they drop behind, those little green things, those are multipliers. That gives you more and more points as you're killing. And that is the name of the game. Get the highest multipliers you can, to get the most points you can. Obviously, surviving is a big point as well, and as time progresses, things get more and more difficult. And in the adventure mode, in the adventure mode, gameplay changes. Some games will be different than others. Some are just, you know, make it to a certain time limit. Others are see how long you can last with this amount of lives. I didn't get my 3 stars. So you rack up your score. And, you know, since I've already been through the boards, it doesn't move it. But, you know, once you're done, it'll move it to the next one. And now we get to a sphere. I think I'll go the same route. Oh, I forgot to actually use them. That would have been a good idea, right? This is just... Oh no, this is another time one. But now you get a look at really where Geometry Wars 3 starts to shine. Once you get into these 3D levels, totally changes the gameplay up. And it only gets more and more complex from here. And you see those little things pop up. If you destroy all those little coins, you get some kind of cool weapon. See how it's shooting in 3 directions right now. Yeah, with a time limit, you have unlimited lives, but you don't want to die. The longer you stay alive, the more multipliers you can pick up and the more points you'll get. The more enemies that'll be on the board, giving you more points. So you want to remain alive as long as possible. You don't want to do that too much. So like this right here. Once I've completed it, you see what my weapon looks like. It's firing massive blasts. It really stinks when it wears off. You get so used to dominating. We start dropping some lines here. Oh, I guess I don't have them. Oh no, there they are. See these things. Anybody gets near them, they blow up. Not doing too hot on the sphere here. You could hear the music. It's turned down a little bit so you can hear my voice, but you know, that's a cool part of the game. You got that beat going on the whole time. Where did I get? 2 stars again. Bleh. The next board. This is the one I can't get 3 stars on. This one's just insane. This is like the classic evolved style. You get 3 lives and you can go on and on as long as you can. Of course you can't die. Do firepower maybe. Let's upgrade this bad boy and bring him wit. This is close to the old style, but they warped it a little bit for you. This is all about collecting the highest multiplier you can possibly get. And of course, surviving as long as you can. Definitely a cool twist on the Geometry War 2 game. Geometry Wars. You know, if you're a fan, absolutely pick this up, but I'm sure you already know. Modifier. For the most part, you get the, you know, a lot of the same types of enemies or whatever that were in the other game. You know, they're updated a little bit to look a little bit different in most cases, but as the adventure mode moves along, you will start getting introduced to more and more of the newer enemies. And not just new enemies, but new types of play. That little guy following me around picking up those magnets always screws me up. I always think he's coming to kill me. I think he's an enemy. That's my bomb. You only get one. Oh, what happened here? I don't know what I said. Oh well. That ate up one of my lives. I did terrible. My high score on that one's 8 million, and you need 15 million to get 3 stars. Really difficult. I was getting close though. You really got to dominate to get 3 stars there. Target score before time runs out. Definitely want this guy. There you go, face. That's a different amount of difficulty when trying to collect, you know, especially in this game type where it's all about getting as many points as you possibly can before the time runs out. Put these holes in the middle and you can't always get to who you want to get to. Or the enemies get trapped on the other side. There's one of the ones in that green, as you get further along in the game. Where I'm kind of at now, the green. Hey, I wasn't even paying attention. Thought that was my buddy coming back. Anyway, oh yeah. Later on, as you get into the game, there's the one that I'm on now that's it's a sphere, but you gotta warp at the doing so terrible. You should just shut up and play, huh? I'll take you to the first boss, and then I'll show you some of the later, some of my favorite of the later boards. They get real complex. Green dudes. What I get? I didn't even get 2 stars. Man. Just thinking it up the whole way through here. But now we get to the boss battle. Which is this guy. Now the thing is with the boss battle, you're doing 2 things. You're trying to get as many points as you can, but you also got to kill him because there's a time limit there. One for him. Probably the same thing. In his little shell there, and it'll reflect stuff, and then he'll come out of it. And once he's out of it, you have this time limit right here, 23 seconds. And you gotta hit him enough to make him go back into that shell. See? And then you get a boost on the time, and it goes on and on like that until you kill him. This is what always kills me. You don't get all these guys, and they just start bouncing around this area. It's hard to keep track of where they go. Ah! And you only get one life, one shot. It's a nice introduction into the game, you know, but the whole boss thing it's a cool idea. And it adds a whole different type of challenge. Still got the regular game going on, but you also got this boss. Alright, these guys somewhere. I always get. Oh, God. Oh, how many times does that happen? Alright, there, Mr. Sapphire. Maybe I should use my special, or what's it called, super? I think they're called super. Those little special powers. Pull down the left trigger. I'll save that to work this month. Get this is a huge bonus during this fight. Quickly I made it through that wave. Alright, now we're going super. Alright, get out there and start turning. Stinks because the last wave is just this, you know, you don't have that many things to kill. Here we go. I guess that's not the last wave, is it? Get away. Too much time killing everybody else. I thought that last one was the last wave, so I used my bomb. Should have saved it. There it is. And I got my 3 stars. Nice. So there it is, a little bit of the first, you know, the first part of the adventure right there, and a look at the new boss. And you see the little holograms that pop up above that. That's what these boards look like. You know, so you have another sphere, but as they go, it's not like the board repeats. You may get the same shape, but something totally different is going on, like this one, Titan. You know, it's a sphere, but it's a totally different type of fight. Show you what it looks like, what Titan is. It's these guys. You gotta bust them apart, and then they turn into a whole bunch of little enemies, and then you can finally get your geomes, as they call them. And then as you go, not only are you fighting Titan, but they start spawning enemies as well. And that's it, one shot. That's all you got. So it's cool. It's another new twist. probably a strategy to this. As in, don't leave anybody alive. And then move on. Alright. I guess all these, all the Titans represent their, it's the same thing as their little brother. Oh, that was pretty stupid. Alright, but you get the idea of what Titans is, right? And there's your second boss. We got a lot of really cool boards here. This is a completely different different style here. You got to stop these painters. So you got to stop these guys from painting up the board. And at the same time, you're going to have enemies, and you got to collect geomes. And of course, you got a super tricky kind of rectangular-ish board you got to navigate around, which gets tricky. Takes a little while to get used to the fact that, when I'm firing like this, it's still going around the other side and killing enemies. It takes a little while to get used to that, but see how this is painted like that? You need to stop them from doing that, because as soon as they fill it all in, that's it. That's game. Stopping as quickly as possible, obviously, but that's where we go. Oop, and I got a whole bunch of them. Oh, I did not. And you only got the one life. And I think that's pretty good. That's pretty much it. Yeah, this one, you see that cut down the middle? You got little warp holes on either side that you got to cut through to get to the other side. It's a pretty crazy play. This one is not just a tube like that. There's a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. Things get pretty tricky as you move on. Fortunately, I can't even fight that guy yet. So, there it is. There's a quick look. Well, not exactly quick, but a look at Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions, and that's the adventure mode. And like I said before, if you're a fan of Geometry Wars 2, you have to pick this up. You have to. It's phenomenal. It adds so much more to that gameplay. It's great to play that classic mode, but you have it right here if you want to. And the graphics are updated, music's updated. And just that third dimension really does add so much to this game. So I highly recommend picking it up. It's like, I think it was 15 bucks. So, I'm Foot Thumb, and there's Geometry Wars Dimensions.